Alright, so to get access to this back mount back here, we're going to take out this air intake and this battery, so we have plenty of room to see what we are doing. Alright, so we have the air intake removed, the battery out. There they are. And this point, again, the lighting here is horrible. You can see my hand back here. That's your mount. You're looking at me right back there. So what we're going to do to give us more room is take this pan off as well. You have 3 bolts here, 1 bolt here, 2 in the back. It's pretty straightforward, and it's going to give us a lot more room to get access to that, and hopefully the next scene you'll be able to see that rear engine mount a little easier. Alright, so this little guy, you can actually see the engine mount now. This guy was in the way, so I'm taking him out. Got a new engine mount there. So we're trying to get this guy, place him, and you can probably see now that is non-existent. It's pretty bad, so we're gonna try to get at it. Alright, so once you have removed the battery tray and the battery and the air intake, you're gonna have access to another side mount, or I don't know what it's called, but it's on the side of your car, so we'll call it a side mount. I'm gonna then take actually the other bottom part of this air intake, so hopefully I can get access to these 2 bolts here. These 2 are wide open, so I'm not worried about those, and we'll take it from there. Alright, so to get this Transaxel mount out, you're going to have to drop the whole engine and transmission, because if you bring it all the way up, unless you take these bolts out, you're not going to get enough clearance to actually bring it all the way out. And then with this back engine roll mount, there's actually a little bolt right where my finger is. It's actually a pain to get to, so I actually might end up going underneath and be able to hit it both from the top and underneath to be able to switch this mount out. Right now we have some jacks supporting that. Alright, so I loosened these 2 bolts. I actually lowered it a little bit. It did drop everything maybe a 1/4 inch. I'm going to try to avoid taking this completely off, so what I'm going to do is go to the other side, loosen those 2 bolts, and again, using this jack, very slowly drop this transmission. I'm like, and keep going back and forth, loosening and dropping this until I get that 1/2 inch that I need up top to release that mount. Alright, so I got these 2 bolts loosened up about 1 inch. If I need to, I'll keep loosening them up more, and if I actually have to, I'll take them completely out, but for now, loosen those up. I got my jack here, and I'm gonna start to lower this slowly so that the whole transmission drops and I get room for that mount. Alright, so you come down here. I ended up taking those 2 bolts completely out, so they're chilling there, and then you have 2 more in the back. Loosened up one and took the other one completely out. So this thing right here is just suspended right now by that jack. You can see transmission is now dropping. That's giving us enough room now. I already wiggled this out, but now this comes out, and you can see this guy was gone. So now we're gonna replace him, and I'm probably gonna crawl back underneath there again where I said I could get access now underneath and take him out as well. So we're gonna replace both transmission mounts at the same time. Alright, so we have our new Transaxel mount in. I kind of hand tightened it first, all these nuts to the bolts and kind of went in sequence, tighten them each at a time, because I was actually lifting the transmission up as I did so, and you don't want too much pressure on one bolt at any given time. Alright, so for this rear mount, basically the top one's easy, and you got this one on, it's going to be our left right now. That one's easy. What I had problems with was this guy. It's going to be right underneath here, bottom right. That one was hard. So the trick that we learned, we were hitting it both from the top and the bottom. And again, when you take off this guy here, that's going to give you room to be able to torque that last bolt and have access to it. So now this guy will just pull out, and again, that engine mount is gone. So a problem I had was this new mount didn't actually fit in this black bracket here. The black bracket was too skinny and wasn't by much, literally maybe an eighth or so. So what I did was I kind of took a 2x4, wedged in there, and just pried on that black bracket there, and that basically gave me the clearance I needed. After that, that thing basically fell in there like a glove, and it fits perfectly, and we're tightening it up now. Alright, so this is an underview of that rear roll mount, and those two are going to be your hardest ones. So I actually connected the one that goes through the mount first, and now I kept these other ones loose. I'm just hand tightening them now, and then I'm gonna torque them with a wrench. Alright, so we got the rear mount assembled now, the new one's in. Biggest tips here are to take that bottom bar so that you have access to the bottom of this mount. And then a problem I was having too is those bottom two bolts, initially getting them threaded. A good trick to do that is keep this mount maybe a ½ inch back, and then from the top you can kind of thread it in initially, and then you go up underneath and you torque it the rest of the way with a wrench.